Greetings. Got a blurb here for you about the Rockin' 98 3D PCI sound card, which looks about as generic and relatively undesirable, non-collectible, and uninteresting. Why did I separate those words like that? It's not a card that I would have paid any attention to. In fact, I think I've seen it just various eBay listings for years. But I was looking through and just kind of doing some research on different Aureal Vortex sound cards, just, I don't know, for fun or what, I don't remember why. This is months and months ago during the quarantine, so who knows. I was looking at Aureal Vortex cards and lists of cards that had the Aureal Vortex chipset, which, in case you're not aware, is a fantastic set of sound cards with the A3D thing in there, which is kind of a competitor to EAX, yeah, virtual surround and all that kind of stuff. So it does kind of say that it has like, ooh, surround audio, 3D audio, but this whole package just looks, it doesn't instill any confidence. Samtech, like I'd never heard of them. It's a South Korean company, apparently. And yeah, it doesn't list any kind of Aureal Vortex compatibility, but I saw this list of just sound cards that had an Aureal Vortex chipset on there, and this was listed as that. But again, on the back of the box, it doesn't say anything about it. It just says AdLib, Sound Blaster, other things, yeah. Yeah, seems like a generic PCI sound card. So I bought it. It was cheap, $19, back then anyway. Let's just open it up, because I haven't done that yet. The seller didn't have any pictures of the card itself. So, okay, so we do have some software. That's cool. Let your computer do the reading? The heck does that mean? Like text-to-speech? A little manual? Whatever. It's the card. Oh, no way! It actually does. Oh, dude. Yeah, I see that Aureal logo immediately. Would you look at that? That is a proper Aureal Vortex sound chipset. The, 8820, the 8820. So that's not the Vortex 2. This is the original Vortex, which I actually don't know if I've ever used a Vortex 1. I've got multiple Vortex 2s that I've used to get like A3D and other such awesomeness on my Windows 98 era PCs. I mean, those are great cards. And I've always been fond of the Aureal chipsets. But this one with this just like no name, basically no branding, horrible artwork and everything, cheap fonts. This, I'm surprised. Like I just saw this list that said that it supported it and it didn't, go into any detail. So I just took the chance. Again, there was no mention of the Aureal Vortex on the listing at all, because if I figure if there was, it would have been sold out long ago, because these cards are rather in demand by retro enthusiasts. So whatever, cat's out of the bag now. Sorry. Anyway, I also really like these rounded edges. Look at that. Like, what's that about? That's just awesome. Surprisingly decent looking little card. Samtech. I gotta look into them a little bit more. But yeah, just as a point of comparison, for instance, if you were to get one of the name brand Aureal Vortex cards using this same exact chipset, so it should have basically the same type of capabilities in terms of A3D, you're going to be paying a lot more for one that's in the box. And even loose, they're going to be a lot more than what this one was new in the box. Again, paid $19 for this at the sometime earlier in 2020. It's 2021 now, so whatever. It's just been hanging around here for a while. Kind of forgot about it. Dude, this is cool. All right. So we're going to insert it into a computer real quick just to, see what it's like. I like how it keeps continuing to mention the OPL3. Yeah, there's no... If it's going to be like any of the other Vortexes I've used, it's going to be OPL3 emulation. There's no actual OPL3 chip on there that I see. But that's fine. I wonder if it has the wave table. It mentioned MPU 401. Because the Vortex 2, some fantastic wavetable sound that it can do for... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, wavetable. Okay, I was completely looking in the wrong spot. That's awesome. This might be a really cool little card. And we'll see if it is. Oh, man. Pretty excited by that. I will be looking at, just whatever this software is. I don't plan to use it. What in the world is this label? There's like no text on there except the version number. It is at least a real pressed CD-ROM. Hello there. But yeah, I tend to just stick with the like generic chipset drivers for the Aureal sound things. But again, those are all Vortex 2s that I've used in the past and never a 1. So I don't know. We'll see if the driver situation is the same or not. Rockin' 98. This is amusing to me. Stick it in a computer and check it out. All right, so I went ahead and got it installed in the Megalumina Monster, and I didn't end up using the CD that it came with because it looked like it might have some software and things that don't normally come with just your stock OEM standard installation of an Aureal Vortex, and yeah, it turns out it did come with a couple of things. So we'll check those out. If you're curious, the installation window looked like this. I just had to take a screenshot. Just ridiculous compilation, the textures and everything. It is some prime late 90s cheap design. I approve. So yeah, put things in this Samtech folder. I moved some of the other things I installed all into the same folder just for convenience. And in the drivers, it actually did put them in here as Rockin' 98 instead of just standard Aureal Vortex or AU8820. It's got individually named Rockin' 98 drivers. So I found that to be kind of cool. It does have Sound Blaster emulation set to, absolute standard stuff. And everything else, pretty much as you'd expect, except it's a Vortex 1 instead of a Vortex 2. And I'm going to change the camera angle here. And I'm going to leave my microphone on stereo here. I normally record in mono, but that's the whole thing with a Vortex is it's stereo effects. I don't know if you'll be able to hear any of them at all through this recording, but whatever. Leaving it on. So yeah, we do have the Aureal Vortex tray, as well as the Classic Demos B helicopter, the player, and race. I don't know if I'm going to look at all of them, but if you've seen an Aureal Vortex demonstrated, or if you've tried it yourself before, you know what that's about. I love those demos. It's what first sold me on the product way back in the late 90s at Sam's Club store. They had this really cool display set up just for the Vortex. It was... I've never even seen a picture of one, but it had like this kind of plasticky dome thing that went over your head. And it looked awesome. It was so impressive. Anyway, yeah, you got Wavetable and MPU401, and of course you got the Sound Blaster emulation going on. I'm assuming gonna do some OPL 2.3 emulation, if not great quality. None of these do ad-lib emulation very well. But hey, it's there. And then of course we got the Wavetable, which is great. Pro game and pro quality in 32 and 64 voices. We got Wavetable effects, reverb and chorus. Some things here for the splash screen, and that's loud. I don't know if I want that on. We're gonna leave it on for now. Let's just open one of these demos. There's that splash screen. So yeah, you can change from stereo. Why is the color weird? To A3D. Oh, there it is. In person, this still sounds just as effective as I remember it ever being. Yeah, going from crappy stereo to that, it's obvious. It's very obvious. Anyway. Probably sounds terrible on this YouTube video, but that's what it is. You know, I haven't actually tried recording this directly and then just putting it through YouTube and seeing how well it works as a direct recording with headphones. I'm assuming it'd be fine because it's still using stereo to simulate the 3D effect. I don't know. I've just been meaning to do a video on the Vortex cards forever, and I've not really taken the time to do that. I just sort of enjoy them on my own time. Yeah, this one. The Doppler effect. Oh man, that brings back so many memories of that specific kiosk in Sam's Club. It really does. Oh yeah, this one you can just sort of add like wave files and stuff and experiment with that. We're not going to do that. Bees. This is the one I remember the most though. It sounded so cool. Inside of that like plastic upside down dome thing that they had you in. It was like just something to direct the sound a little bit since you were in a big giant warehouse of a store. Sam's Club is very similar to Costco in case you're not aware. It's just one of those big box membership stores. And they had this set up at one of the front corners of the store in the computer section. It was fantastic. Oh man. Brings back memories. I believe that was a Vortex 1 card. Anyway, so it comes with the demos, which is great. I was happy to see that. And you've got this text-to-speech thing. We'll get back to that in a second. Let's open some of these. Yeah, it replaces the volume thing that's normally in Windows with this mixer. You can get left and right, and then you can do things. And, yeah. It really just replaces the Windows mixer. So that's the thing. Got Audio Station 2 here, which... yeah, one of those that like every single sound card in the world came with in the late 90s. I always love these. It's like a virtual hi-fi stack. It's even got little rack mount ears on, like, you know, they really committed to the aesthetic, and I always appreciate this. Yeah, all kinds of various programs that were like that, and it always brings back interesting memories. Yeah, these are just the things that are individually there. So you got CD player, wave player, MIDI player, those are in Audio Station 2. Audio View, this just lets you look at waveforms, I think. Yeah, so you can do some different things. Change the speed, have the sample rate, and do some kind of basic audio manipulation. That's pretty cool. Huh, it's more involved than I thought. All right. And MIDI Orchestrator is another one of those that I just love messing with these kind of programs. Back in the day and now, because you get to really manipulate MIDI files and, yeah, mess with the instruments and the... I was wondering if I could change the actual kit for the drums. Anyway, yeah, these are great. And you do have the different wavetable options. So if we put it to 32 voice, not sure if it's really going to be noticeable with Canyon or not. Oh yes. Ooh. Difference between the wet and the dry signal is pretty intense. And somebody's texting me spam. What's with the daggum spam messages? There's so many of them these days. I swear I get one like every 2 hours, and I've blocked the number every single time. And every single time it's a different number with the same message being like, hey, Veronica, your student loan blew. I'm like, man, even if I was named Veronica, I wouldn't be falling for this garbage. It's like 10 messages every couple of days. I take a day off, and it comes right back. Anyway, so this is the text-to-speech thing. So you have, these are just the options. I found this amusing that the only two options are Korean and English. So that's the thing. I haven't been able to get English to work, Korean to work rather. English does.
This is text-to-speech system.
Got a little parrot there, kind of like, I'm assuming a sort of nod to Creative Labs parrot program. What was it called? Daggone it. Whatever.
This is text-to-speech.
So that's what this is, and you can change the different parameters. But even more enjoyable is to go into the thing that it came with for the program.
This is text editor program.
This. So you can completely change all the different like things that it's saying, just straight up text to speech.
Text-to-speech and things.
Whoops.
All kinds of massive farts and balls and whatnot.
Whatnot. I love text-to-speech, and this one has a particularly interesting algorithm. It doesn't seem that you can change the voice. Well, no, you can. Daggone it. I just noticed. Speaker 2.
All kinds of massive farts and balls and whatnot.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is based on, like, Deck Talk or what. There's so many different algorithms and things.
All kinds of massive farts and balls and whatnot.
Whatnot.
All kinds of massive farts and slash.
Slash.
All kinds of massive farts slash.
Oh, no, I broke it. Oh. What was it saying? Slash. Every time I open it up, it's just like, Guns N' Roses. Yeah, that menu just, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, I had that happen earlier too. It does seem to freak out, and it freaks out every single time I try Korean, period. It just wasn't working. So anyway, it's not the most stable text reader I've ever used for text-to-speech, but it is there, and it's fun. I like the type of voices that it uses. It's got them in there, and they're neat. So let's try. Do I have Unreal Tournament on here? Oh, I do. This is always a fun test for Unreal Vortex. Yeah, I'm using a slightly different setup here because I didn't want to mess with my main Megalumina Monster install for Windows 98 because that one has other sound cards and also the Unreal Vortex 2's selection of drivers and software, which you just don't want to mix them up, you know. They're totally different things, but they're similar enough that it causes issues. And I know that because I tried it briefly, and I'm like, oh crap, this is just like conflicting with the things that are already installed in there. So I don't know. I don't think this actually supports the Vortex, but we'll try it anyway. Yeah, it just normal stereo sound. But whatever. I mean, it's fine, I guess. It's just not gonna. Yeah. Why did I? So anyway, this is not going to be demoing anything specific to this sound card, but whatever. Quake 3. It's good. Good stuff. All right. All right. I don't need them. Yeah, it's kind of a little stuttery there. Whatever. Like I said, this is sort of a completely different installation, just on a different SD card. So I don't have it optimized for anything. It's just for testing various devices real quick. Let's see what it sounds like in Duke 3D. Because we got to. Didn't like that, did it? Huh. Wonder why. Let's try it in DOS. Alright. In MS-DOS mode here, and there's the audio driver for DOS, version 1.06, 1997. Yep, that is older than I'm used to for the Audio Vortex. So 5.3.220. Yep. Ah, there we go. Now to test out the AdLib emulation. Oh. That is so bad. That is criminal. What is that? Oh, that is by far one of the worst AdLib emulations I have ever heard. Oh my God. Oh, that actually gives the eMachines E1 a run for its money.
Let's rock.
Oh no, I got the controls all weird. Oh, whoops, it's set for mouse and keyboard. Oh, jeez. Well, whatever. Wow, that is so weird. Like, I kind of like it for how weird it is. Like, those extremely lo-fi drums are really cool in a weird, stupid, awful way. It is so bad. I just want to hear what this section sounds like coming up. Dude, it's just like it's farting itself to death. That's an FM synth diarrhea. Wow. So this card is fantastic. You don't buy one of these for the Sound Blaster potential. But you know, like, funnily enough, that it talks way more about the AdLib and OPL3 synthesis compatibility. It says it like 5 times on the box, and it doesn't mention Audio Vortex at all. All it mentions is, interactive positional audio, surrounding audio. You'd think they'd brag about that more than they would brag about OPL3 synthesis. Oh, good Lord. What a sound card. So anyway, that's the Rockin' 98 3D. Oh! Volume turned all the way up. That's it. This has been a blurb. Thanks for watching.